Hello everyone, ladies and germs. Allow me to introduce you to what I've been doing. This is the World Championship Initiative, the WCI, I suppose I could call it. I'm going to do 2 runs here tonight. In the first one I'm going to explain what I've been doing, and in the second one I'm going to take tips that I learned from watching an online video in which somebody who is very good at this takes a run. But to begin, and I think one thing I'm going to keep in mind when I consider using that person's methods is that I'm not that good at this. Now, I've got much better at this, is the thing, which is kind of nice to know. Here I am, 29 years old as of last week, and it is nice to know that I retain the capability to improve at video games. I was a bit worried that I might just be kind of in a state of constantly getting worse at them for the rest of my life. But what I've learned from playing this is that I can actually get better at them. I don't think I'm ever going to beat Silver Surfer. I don't think I'm ever even going to try Silver Surfer, but I can at least do relatively well in Nintendo World Championships 1990 for myself. Now, I'm not going to say that I would come anywhere near, actually succeeding against the children who partook in that contest. In fact, as a grown adult, perhaps it is a bit embarrassing that I struggle to even come close to what the children who partook in that contest were able to do with relative consistency. I won't say ease, because I don't imagine it was that easy for them. But anyway, you'll see what I did in Mario was that the goal is to get to 50 coins, right? And one of the fastest ways that you can do that is by using the 10 coin block in the middle of the first level. The obvious thing, right, would be to just kind of go play through the game and get 50 coins as quick as you can. But that is the fastest way to do so, and also, judging by what was in the enclosed instruction book for my Hotel Mario fans out there, there was like a paragraph from, I guess, somebody who, I think the person who finished second in the original contest, that I think was excerpted from a letter that the guy wrote to somebody who bought his cartridge off of him. And he says in that you get an easier course in Rad Racer if you finish on an odd-numbered level in Mario, which is what I was doing there. And so, this is... what do I do here? Yeah, I think I want to go further to that side. Yeah, because I think that creates a little bit nicer of a pattern for me to work with. So now in Tetris, the other thing that the guy says in that letter in Tetris is that you want to make sure that you only get Tetrises, which is one of those things where you say, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, I guess only get the highest scoring play that you can get in the game. I suppose that I should have thought to do that this whole time. But the point is, with that, that you want to maximize your scoring on Tetris. In fact, it's really imperative that you do so. Man, I'm really getting the shaft here in terms of, yeah. So here's the problem: is that now I have a gap here in my tower built in Tetris, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because we're in sort of a gap in between long blocks that we're going to get, and that was a life-saving maneuver right there. So that was kind of that. Obviously, I was not intending to show you what it's like when I mess up terribly, but that is what it looks like, and that's kind of the danger of striving only to get Tetris is that sometimes you kind of bite off more than you can chew. I don't know where I am in the time, but I'm doing decently, honestly. This is probably not a terrible run. By my standards, my best run ever is around 880,000. So, goodness, can I get a long block, please? Okay, we're just going to have to do this. There she goes. Excellent, and there she goes. Okay, well, hey. We got some points scored there, and that is 675,790. My goal, ultimately, in this project is to get to 1 million. And that was my... So, that was about... Honestly, I don't want to say that's about average for me. Most of my runs end up in the 500s, so that was above average. But it is beneath my highest, my personal best to this point, if you will. So what I saw in the video, which was on a terribly artifacted VHS tape, which I can't, I mean, and when I say artifacted, it was really, I mean, it was artifacted, it was more so just like tape rot, which happens. Oh shit! And now I fucked up. Now I've ruined myself because I have to reset. Because I needed to die there. That's something you gotta take that into consideration. So I lied to you. I lied to you about doing 2 videos. But those are the sorts of risks that you take. Now this would save time, right? Going for that there, because I wouldn't have to do another loop in which I die and then am resurrected and go and do the 10 coins again. But that is the danger here, is that I could stomp both of these fellows and end up unable to meet my own doom here. So, oh, okay, and I'll just fuck that up. So, that was, now normally I go for that block anyway. And what the guy, see, I don't think this is going to save me any time though, because I think I needed to get up to 37. Because ideally you can get 11 out of this block down here, and my controller has an unfortunate tendency to eat inputs as well. So, is that a nope? I have to go all the way over here, and I don't know if I saved that much time over what I had been doing. But I think I might have. I don't know, maybe we could test that. Obviously having to reset and do the thing again. Now, the Rad Racer thing is, this is going to be a bit of a task. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way over into the side here and speed up to, okay, alright. Because if you're in the middle, that left car will swerve right into you. Okay, and if I... Okay, well now I know that car is going to be on the left side. Now, every time I learn something about gaining, about different methods of speeding through this Rad Racer race, I end up having to completely rewire my muscle memory. Because for a while I was playing this course without even the knowledge of like pressing up on the directional pad to accelerate, and so I never hit 255 is the top speed, whereas I kind of try to stay around there if I can. That was near disaster that I just avoided. And, okay, we'll have to see which we can get past this guy. Still hit the up button to try to accelerate past that guy, even though I know I'm at my max speed. I think around here there's a strategy in which you like either slow down or outright crash through to the finish line, so that you don't have that like speed down animation. But that's not what I ended up doing. So I don't know this pattern very well. Really, the one which I had on the last run actually is the pattern with which I'm probably most familiar and most comfortable. This one drops so many long blocks on you early on, which is going to be helpful later, but right now is kind of a nuisance. Well, really, no. Well, I don't know. In the way that I'm doing it, it's kind of agnostic to whether or not I get all that many long blocks, because I'm kind of building up a lot. I don't like that. Really don't like what I just did there, but it felt necessary in the moment. And yeah, okay, here we go. So I don't like doing this either, but felt necessary in the moment. We'll need another one of those right there, because another thing is that you get like a deficit of long blocks after a period, and I'm just going to accept there's going to be a gap there. So too much hesitation is the killer here in Tetris that you're playing on like a time limit, of course. Like you can't be as hesitant as I have been, but also I want to make sure I'm using like I don't know. This is not. It's not so imperative to me that I do all that well in this, because ultimately, what is this but like a personal test of sorts. It's kind of like a hobby, if anything. I mean, there's nothing at stake really here for me other than my own personal growth, my own entertainment, my enjoyment of this one of the two Nintendo Entertainment System games that I have at the moment. The other one is Maniac Mansion, which I kind of am going to struggle to play because it really does not like play nice with my TV. So we're kind of stuck here. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be absolutely in 100% of a struggle to play it. Like, I'll never get to it. I'd like to get to it. It looks so weird. And so I kind of, I don't like this television anyway. So I don't know if I can get on like Facebook Marketplace and see if I can scrounge up a CRT that somebody's getting rid of. Or maybe I don't know if Mike ever got rid of his. My friend Mike. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see how we did there. Alright, 663. Not bad at all. Once again, pretty similar to the first score. And, since I was doing so well on those two runs, I think, hey, why not just do one more? Finish us off. Go out with a bang. Super Mario Brothers. So the key thing in this is if I really don't have much leeway to mess up on Mario if I get 22 in the first run, and then I think the idea from there is to get, what would that be between now and then, 14 over the next two, wouldn't it? Yeah, so okay, yeah, see, and the thing is, this is time. Okay, and I really needed not to have an input eaten right there, but And okay, well, fine. But yeah, okay. Well, that I could have just gone and died. I didn't need to do that. Am I stupid? Is this not actually something that I have to get all the coins out of by 380? Okay, and then I just completely went and you see, muscle memory has me run into that Koopa every time. So, okay, didn't really save myself that much time, but I can see that I would have just needed to get the 3 coin blocks that follow. Yeah, that really would have been doable if I had thought about it, but this is only the second time I've tried that strategy. Now let's work on Rad Racer with the idea of, because what I had been doing, as you might have noticed, was I would get up to about 190 and then stop using the up key acceleration, because yeah, if you're there at about 200 some miles per hour, that left car will swerve into the center lane, or sometimes the right car will swerve into the center lane. I don't quite know what determines that. Uh-oh. That car swerved into the center. Okay. So, okay. Well, we're kind of learning together, you and I, on camera here for the World Champion Initiative. I've recorded a lot of these. This will probably be the first one that I upload, because I want to have a more sober analysis of my own play, where I'm talking you through what I'm doing, so I don't seem like a complete fool. There may be, I'll upload like the backlog, because I have been just sort of using this as a sort of a sounding board. I've been tremendously stressed in my life as a recent. It's the end of the semester. You work in higher education, it's the end of the semester. It's not, it's not easy. So, thankfully we're kind of past the worst part of it. Also had just like a lot of stuff planned. Also it might have bit off a tad more than I can chew. It was tad more than I can chew comfortably, let's say, this spring. But all that's coming to an end. And, but it gave me kind of space to sort of speak out what I've been thinking in a kind of constructive form, or at least like a low stress form, or a low, like I'm not writing it down in like a journal. I'm not, it's not something where I'm having to think about those aspects of it so much. I think I don't want to do it that way. I think I want to put, whatever. This is not something that I cannot recover from. That was the one thing from the guy I saw whose like run I watched online, was how just like he had nerves of steel with those long blocks. I mean, like, absolutely, like this, I just like pulled the trigger too fast for that guy. That guy had absolutely no worry about like getting overcome, but that guy also probably had to some extent memorized the patterns, which is something that I haven't done yet. And I think that's going to be, I suspect that's something that I'm just going to need to kind of develop a strategy for, or just need to straight up accomplish if I actually like seriously want to. Oh God, see, here's my problem, and now I'm basically fucked. Wow. And we just kind of sit on this until we reach the end. That was like the story of Icarus. More like the story of Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Flew too close to the sun, and I'm gonna sit here on this empty screen and wait for my punishment. Wait and see what they have to say. What my score was. Imagine how humiliating it would be to be like the big city thing. And you get this. You fuck up Tetris. Everybody's watching you. This is the Cincinnati Championship or whatever. This is the regional final. I was like, oh, that guy, that dumbass kid couldn't even finish Tetris. He lost on Tetris. But, yeah, that's how it goes. I believe at the, it was at the end of the Super Bowl. It was Bill Cowher, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at the end of Super Bowl 30. His young child was out there in his arms, crying at the loss, you know, as you do, and he said to her, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And we lost on this last one, and we didn't really win on the first two, but they were quite fine. So that's what I got for you.